Welcome back to the Crochet Karate. So it's my friends at Yarnspirations.com. We have a beginner level crochet scarf. This is the Special Olympics Rib Crochet Stripe Scarf. We are going to be doing a pattern where we're going to create that texture using two colors of Red Heart Super Saver that we have. Now, the colors of these Olympic scarves change from games to games, and there's sometimes relationships to the states themselves and being able to support that. Now, sometimes there's a call out in different states of people making scarves for the Olympians, and it's just to show our support as spectators. So in the size that we have, chaining 192 gives you a 54-inch length that you have. So if you want to change the length, you can change this number to anything. There's no stitch multiple. So if you want 200, 201, 202, knock yourself out. But if you know that 54 inches equals 192 stitches, then you can, and if you want it longer, then you can just chain longer and, no big. So let's begin by creating a slip knot. Now you can chain 192 to match the athlete that is in the photograph for his size. And then you can make it any size. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna chain 12. So either chain 192, any size chain you want. In my case, I'm just gonna do 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to the size that you want and meet me back here in just a moment. So in row number 1, I want you to use the back bars only of the stitch. Okay, so the back loop, it looks nicer. And what we're going to do then at this point, and there is no fringe on this, but you can always add it if you want it. And you're just going to half double crochet in each chain all the way across. Okay, so you're gonna go in and keep half double crocheting right to the very end of the chain, and then meet me back here in just a moment. So you're eventually gonna come all the way to the end of the line. I'm gonna tell you some piece of advice now that may help you. So you're gonna come all the way to the end and your color is done and you have to fasten off. So what I would strongly recommend is just pull it through the loop and don't worry about hiding in those loose ends until later. I find with myself is that I end up losing my place sometimes when I go to sew those in. So I'm gonna leave that for later and I'll show you what to do, and we're gonna turn our work and begin row number 2 with a brand new color. So row number 2 is the same for all the remaining rows. You have to change your color every row. And you're going to just go into the back loop only. So normally if you have both loops, that's a stitch, but you just wanna favor the back one. So you're gonna dive over the first one and go right into the back. And I just want to attach it. Okay, so just pulling it through the loop and that attaches. And I want you to chain 1. It doesn't say to do that in the pattern because this is the best way for me not to lose count. I'm going to treat like I have not put anything in there yet, and I'm going to put in a half double crochet in the back loop. Okay, and I'm going to move across my row favoring the back loop only. Now you're going to notice that when you did what I just showed you, it may jet out a little bit, but you will not lose your count. I have found in my experience of crocheting all these years that I always lose count when it's a half double crochet in a row. And it's the structure of the stitch that throws me off. And you would think after 30 some odd years that I would get it. I don't get it. So I just improvise myself and I make my own rules so that I never lose where I'm going to go. And you're going to go right into your very last one right here. Okay, and then you're done. So then you end this color, and if you don't want to end your color and you want to keep it going with the same color, there's no yarn police as far as I know, because I'd be arrested already. So you're going to turn your work and begin your next color. So the next row is exactly what you just learned. So create a slip knot and attach it to the back loop only, right here. Okay, and just attach. Chain 1 doesn't count as anything, and in the same one, put in the real half double crochet. So usually they say chain 2 counts as a stitch, but not in my world, it doesn't. So I want to continue with the back loops only, and you're creating these texture stripes that the athlete is wearing on the sample. And you're going to go right to the end. If you want a tip of advice and you don't mind it, I would think about going across and back with the same color before changing it, so that you have 2 rows that are the same color. That's basically up to you. So I'm about to hit my special stitch that I'm doing, and my special stitch is the next one. Okay, so this is the top of the first half double crochet that I had. This was the chain 1. And so therefore, you see how it's lined up perfectly. If I would have had a chain 2 there, I would have most likely missed it, even though I'm filming and paying attention. So you finish the color and then you begin the next one. And you're gonna alternate between the 2 colors, or as many colors, or just keep it solid. It doesn't really matter to me what you prefer in your life, but you know, you gotta make your creativity personal. And so you're gonna go into the first one, you'll attach, chain 1, and then you're going to treat each one, including that one, with the half double crochet in the back loop only. So when you do these back loops, it kind of like shows up on the model with this beautiful texture that you have. And I'm going to show you in just a few moments from now on how to weave in your ends with a tapestry needle, because you'll love it. So you're going to continue, and it's only 5 3/4 for the thickness of this. So even though it's not very wide as far as the height is concerned, it's you know, you got a bit of stitches to get yourself all the way across. And I feel like if you do what I'm suggesting, you're always going to hit the mark on hitting the edge perfectly. So let's just say I'm done and everything's good, honky-dory. If you have to get rid of your loose ends, because you will, I would not use your crochet hook and weave those in. I've done those mistakes a gazillion times in my life in the beginning stages of learning crochet. Grab a tapestry needle, don't be lazy about it, and just run it through the back side. So you can tell that this is the front side because I just finished. So just kind of favor the back of the stitch and go underneath. Don't just go between the yarn strands. Separate the plies themselves, because they will slide out if you're just trying to weave it between the strands. But go and break apart those fibers with that tapestry needle, and you will find that it will look a lot better, and also it will not most likely fall out. Never gonna say never, but that's what you want to do. And so you'll want to do that with all of your tail ends. So if I want to weave in the pink, I'm only going to favor this inside the pink, so never go in the green, and therefore you'll end up with a nice looking scarf, just like the athlete is wearing today. So it's a really nice, easy pattern to be able to play with, and because of the stitch work, I just think it's a great idea and a great support. So that's it. This is the Special Olympics crochet rib scarf. There is no fringe, but you can add fringe. Again, there's nobody policing you on what you can and cannot do with these scarves.